I got arrested with heroin when I was 16 in Lawrence.
Wow.
ATF, DEA, SWAT team, like, they hit the house. But all of a sudden, I got hit from the side. Boom. When he's coming from the front, I just started sticking. I cut half his nipple off. First time I did heroin, that was the feeling I chased after that. I was speeding, it was raining. He's saying, stop, stop, stop. And then I saw the tree, slammed on the brakes. Blood went everywhere from the pressure of stopping so fast. They hit us. And as they're coming, I reach in the pocket, I grab the dope and I put it in my sock. And as I'm doing this, they get to the window, guns pointed, hands up, hands up, hands up. Manchester PD pulls up on him, says his name. It's like, look, we know you're selling dope. We want Dan. Give us Dan, we leave you alone. If you don't, we're pulling over every car that leaves your house. SWAT team hit the house I was at. I refused to come out. It turned into a 6-hour standoff. Eventually they gassed me. It was like a white fog of death. I thought I was dead. So I punched through the ceiling. I got 12 ARs pointed at my face and I can only have one hand down. And they're like, hands, show me your hand. I can't. I'm just like, no weapon, no weapon. I don't have a gun. Don't shoot. They ripped me down and the electrical cord wrapped me.
Hey guys, before we get into this episode, this will be episode 40 of the Pursuit of Purpose podcast. And wow, if God didn't put one of the most crazy, wild life stories we've had on the show yet, it's a true testament of where someone can be their whole life and where God can bring them to now. Dan Rodgers joins us on the show, and honestly, this is going to go down as one of those episodes that you just look back and you're just so blessed that somebody this amazing come on the show and tell their life, even though it can be really hard and people can judge him for it. I really hope they don't. That would be insane. But it was very vulnerable for him to do this, and we really appreciate it. This one is crazy. So hope you can stick around for it. It's going to be part 1, and then part 2 will be out the following Tuesday that this is released. If you're watching this, most likely it's already out. But let's get into the episode. And lock in for this one. Grab some popcorn. God bless you. Let's get into it. All right, brother. Dan. Dude, thank you so much for being here. For real. So just to give the listeners a little backstory here, I started working for you. So you do handyman work. You're the handyman's handyman. And started working for you, found out that your story is probably the most intense, crazy life story I've heard. Most interesting, actually. So I was like, oh man, I got to have you on the show. So here you are.
Well, I guess thanks for having me, but this isn't easy for me at all. So.
Yeah. Well, we do appreciate you being here.
Yeah. We appreciate you doing it regardless. Either way.
I guess if it can even help one person, then
yeah,
it's worth it.
Yeah, I think it will. I think because it's relatable. Your story is relatable. Or it's real, I should say.
Yeah, relatable. But
yeah, maybe to some people, who knows? Maybe the right people hear it.
I'm not gonna be wrong. My story's crazy, but other people, everyone has a story. I know a lot are worse than mine and more crazy, but mine is definitely a ride.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
So we met at church. We all go to New Life Church. How long have you been going there?
About a year, a little longer, I think.
Yeah. About the same for me. But yeah, man, for this one, I kind of just wanted to start it at the beginning. How you grew up, and kind of just briefly, if you could briefly just tell the listeners, just for the conversation, what was your life like, to where you were at and to where you're at now, and then we'll summarize it and then just kind of go in depth into it.
Yeah, because I don't know too much about it, but I do know that it is a pretty crazy backstory, and it's kind of a reminder that there's nothing that Christ can't pull you out of. You know what I mean? Because it's most people today would know you as the person that, you do these projects for people that are in need. I know you've done a lot of pro bono work or work at a discount for people that really needed it, or they needed that help. And, you've been able to make a really good impact on the people around you. And people, I never would have guessed when I heard a little bit of the stuff that went on in your past. I never would have guessed right? It's just really a testament to how Christ changes people's lives. So I'm kind of excited to get into the
Floor is yours,
backstory.
brother.
Well, beginning, huh? A lot of my childhood I don't really remember. My father left when I was 5 or 6. I was actually in my parents' bedroom. It was like the last argument they had when he left. It was like a little pop-up tent in the corner. It was pretty bad. And he left, and my mother got remarried a couple of years later to Kevin, who, works with us right now. And I didn't get along with him at all. It wasn't good when we were kids. It was a lot different now, but when I was a kid, it wasn't good. I didn't like the way he treated my brothers, and wasn't good. Right? So I grew up in Methuen for most of my life, but I bounced between Derry, New Hampshire, and Methuen, Mass. And a lot of that I don't really remember.
Yeah, Derry's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Lived there most of my life.
That's where the trouble started, really, with me. When I was 12. It was the first time I got arrested.
Wow.
And it was just kind of on from there. They kept me back because my birth date was right on like the brink there. They kept me back in 2nd grade, so it was like I was always like a little older. And so I think I hung out with like other kids, I guess, that were older that got held back for other reasons as I got older. And so 6th grade when I got arrested the first time. It was in school. And that was for weed. And then
6th grade.
Yeah.
Bang.
Yeah, and I got kept back in 6th grade again. I had 75 out of school days of suspension that year.
75.
Yeah.
That's I didn't even know they can do that much.
Not counting in school. Like, it was...
That's crazy.
It was bad. I had a laminated card from my lawyer that said, I have the right to remain silent. I have the right to have my lawyer pay.
You can carry with you.
Oh, yeah. Anytime the principal stopped me and tried talking to me, I'd hand her the card and wouldn't talk.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
crazy.
What age did you get that?
12.
12.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Just walking around like, here, man.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Because then once I had a target on, like, that was it. Like, then I had mandatory drug counseling from then on. I was all over the place then. I was just a wild kid. My mother was always working at that time. She wasn't with, Kevin, my stepfather, anymore. And she was at work, and I just did whatever I wanted. Like, it was just... Like, she was easily manipulated, which is hard to say, but, like, she tried her best. Like, I was just not a good kid. I was not a good kid at all. I think I got kicked out of West Runningbrook in Derry when I was in 7th grade. Went back to Methuen.
I used to play basketball there, not for the team, but we used to have our rec games in their gym. So
It was a nice school.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I didn't do the things I did. Like, that was a good school. I went to Pinkerton for 3 months and then got expelled. Like, that was...
Yeah, I was there for a year.
Messed that up. Like, that was a good school. Just being an idiot.
What did you get expelled for?
I disagree with you on the sense that it's a good school.
I mean,
heard
it
some bad
seemed like a good one. People pay a lot of money to go there.
That's true.
Yeah, they do. They do.
That's true.
Too much.
I mean, I kept skipping and... I mean, crazy story. But I was with this girl no good girl, but it was like my first love, like my first real love, which I was a little kid, but we would just skip and do dumb things, and I was at her house. This was close to the end. I mean, I'd gotten in trouble for countless things. I don't even remember. I was only at 3 months, and it was a lot. Dramamine is.
Dramamine? Yeah.
You know, the motion sickness pills. Yeah. Well, if you overdose on that, it makes you trip.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought it was for like fishing trips.
And the same thing happens to everyone. Like you see spider webs everywhere. And if you smoke cigarettes, which I did, you keep thinking that you dropped your cigarette. You'd be talking to somebody in mid-sentence, forget what you're talking about.
Did you have motion sickness?
No. I was.
So Dramamine does that? Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You take like, I don't know, I'm not gonna say how many, but you take a certain amount, like. And I took four times that amount, and we had Courthouse, I think it's called, like some cough medicine, like pills. So I'd taken a bunch of them. We was supposed to skip school on Monday. We weren't gonna go.
Yeah.
And we had a bottle of 100 Dramamine. By the morning, I had taken like half of it, and there was 2 left, I think. I had them in my cigarette pack. For some reason, I went to school. No clue. Like, some of this I remember. Some of this my mother told me. I remember getting to school, and I walked into one building. It was the building my first period was. And I just walked down a random hallway where I shouldn't have been. There was no reason for me to be there. And I remember these girls coming up to me and just looking at my eyes and being like, "You're tripping on E. Do you have any more? Do you have any more?" And
wow.
I just smiled at them, turned around and walked away.
Yeah, that sounds like Pinkerton.
Yeah.
They knew you were on it? You were taking that stuff?
They knew I was on something. They thought it was ecstasy. I guess my pupils were the size of my eyes. Like, I was just...
And they were trying to get some?
Toasted, yeah. Like, I remember bits and pieces of this. Like I said, some of it my mother filled me in on. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot more to it, but... So I went to first period, and like I said, I had mandatory drug counseling. So first period, I got a slip to go to the counselor for third period. Somehow I made it through first period, no clue how. But I remember I went directly to my counselor, just walked through like the front room, right into her office. I'm up on second period. I'm supposed to be the third. I just go sit down, take my cigarettes out, take one, and she's like, "You can't smoke." And she's looking at me, and then I snap back to reality. I'm like, "Oh shit, what did I do?" Like why am I here? I stick it back in. She's like, "Give me those now." No, give me those now. No. So I turned and ran. I ran into we were on the 4th floor, I think the Vogue building. I ran into the girls' bathroom.
Oh, the low building?
What's that?
Was it the low building you said?
The Vogue building.
Oh.
Like, it had, like, small engines and stuff on the 1st floor.
Yeah, I think that's the low building. They call it the low building, I think.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
I remember that one, yeah. They got a lot of buildings.
Yeah. I ran into the girls' bathroom and stuck them behind the trash. It's like stuck the pack of cigarettes behind the trash bag, and then just walked out like nothing happened, and got surrounded, the school co-op and all the administrators. And I remember they took me to a room, and I kept like going in and out of reality, and I kept thinking I dropped a butter knife. Like, I kept like, I just stand, where'd the butter knife go? Like, it just looked like a nut. Like,
That's crazy.
Probably looked completely insane. Same thing with like the cigarette. Kept thinking I dropped a cigarette. And they forced me to the hospital, and they kept trying to make me drink coal. I remember I kept taking a sip and then throwing it in the sink. Then it'd give me more and more. They had to take 2 big security guards and put them outside my door because I kept trying to leave, trying to escape.
This is all in school?
This is now at the hospital.
Now at the hospital, okay.
And I was so wild. Like, I was 16 and they let me go smoke a cigarette. Like, I was just bugging so bad.
Wow.
And yeah, that wasn't. It was. I think I was 15. Oh my god, I was 15.
Crazy.
And then, so that was kind of like one of the last straws. And then, how they do like the half period with lunch.
Yeah.
They do lunch, and then so I'd eat lunch. I smoked cigarettes. So me and my buddy, we'd either go smoke a bowl and a cigarette or something. We'd always skip study. And I remember I walked out, and I walked behind what I know is the Vogue building, but whatever.
Yeah.
That building is. I come out, and there's the administrator and the school cop. And we see them turn and run. They start chasing us. We run up into the chapel, go into the bathroom, flush everything, try to walk out like nothing was going on. And of course, they grab me and they try to arrest me, saying I ran from the cop. So they're trying to say resisting arrest. But that was it after that. Because right before that, did a meeting, like the head guy had a meeting with me and my mother and said, next time I skip or do anything, like I'm done. So
Wow.
that was it after that.
I had a question. I want to go back to what you said before. You mentioned you had a drug counselor. What exactly is like the job of a drug counselor in school? Like, what do they do exactly?
I mean, just talk about your past and what's going on. Like, I mean, I didn't really have like trauma. I just wanted to get high. Like, it was just.
So when that happened, like, was that the last time? Like, did you leave school after that, or like?
Yeah, I started roofing.
Okay, so you started working somewhere. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So you were 16 when you left school?
15 or 16. I think I was 15.
Okay.
So you were making more money than kids that go to college.
I mean, I was making decent money. I mean, I was just a laborer. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, it took me 2 months before I'd even go up the ladder with anything. Like, I was petrified of heights. But then all I did was lump shingles all day. I mean, architecture, 92-pound bundles, just up and down the ladder all day. The crew I worked for was crazy. We'd strip and re-roof any roof in one day. And they were just some of the craziest guys I've ever met. Like, they were nuts. I've seen multiple of them fall off the roof and just all kinds of stuff, getting fights. His tooth went through his cheek, and then he was smoking a bowl and blowing the smoke out the hole. Like, just nutbags.
That's crazy.
Nutbags.
How long did you do that for?
Like a year. And then I started working for this guy, Rick. He passed away a little while back. And he did mobile mechanic, like diesel mechanics. We worked down in Boston. And he was a wicked cokehead, alcoholic. So, like, I was 16, just sniffing coke and drinking beer all day. And he'd go home and smoke crack. And sometimes I would with him, but like our day was like 48 hours. Like, we'd party all day one day and be up all that night and then sleep the next day and then go to work the day after that. Like, it was crazy.
Was that like a Friday night thing, or was that
every day?
every day? Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Every day. And most of that first, and when it started getting bad, it turned into 48. But like, we'd be down there 4:30 in the morning at the meat market loading dock, getting a 8-ball off one of the guys, and at noontime we're getting another one. At 8:30 we're at the Packy waiting to get beer. Like, it was wild. I didn't eat. I was just high, like 135 pounds, like just strung out.
5 less than me.
Yeah.
No, a little more. I'm a little more.
I was small. And we didn't always do it. Like, he definitely didn't do everything legit. I mean, we worked, like, one of our guys who's the number 3rd seat in the Italian Mafia. We worked for some. I met Carmen D'Annunzio. Like, we worked on one of his trucks. Like, they call him the Big Cheese, Puritan cheese, I believe.
What did you guys do again? You said it was small
Diesel
engine?
mechanics.
Oh, diesel mechanics.
Yeah.
Okay.
And mainly at like the meat markets in Boston, Roxbury, and
Okay.
Chelsea, the fruit market. Yeah. But like, he would have, like, if we didn't have money one day, we'd accounts. So like, certain trucking companies would call him if a truck didn't start. And this is what, well over 20 years ago. And I don't know. Yeah, a little over 20 years ago. And they would call him. So if a truck didn't start in the morning, like, just for us to go there was a road call. And then, that was like 125 at that time. And then whatever work we did. So like, if he knew we didn't have money the next day, he'd have me at night go over and pull a starter wire on a truck that was his account. So he knew he'd get that call, and we'd be around the corner. They'd call, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm at another job, but I can pack up and head over," and go pull the starter out,
That's
leave,
crazy.
spray paint it black, put it right back in.
Wow.
$800, $1,000, whatever. Like, it was crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You didn't do that with the mafia guy, did you?
No comment. No.
Yeah, right.
He's dead now. So I mean, Rick is. So he had a heart attack or something.
So you guys be playing a dangerous game doing it with that guy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. So what happened next after you working for that guy?
What do you mean, like the next step in my evolution there? Well, I mean, a lot happened before that too. Like when I was 15 too, like I moved out. Like I got arrested with heroin when I was 16 in Lawrence.
Wow.
Like,
Just on, like, were you using it, or was this like
not a habit,
not
but like where I stayed, this house I was staying at, it was just like this big family, and I was good friends with them, and most of them were drug addicts, and like it was just a party. With 13 there, and the mother's buying us liquor, cigarettes, anything we want, and the older brothers are doing heroin and robbing drug dealers, and
Crazy.
so there's always plentiful. I mean, this place has been raided by everything. And, I mean, one time me and next door, and the ATF, DEA, SWAT team, like, they hit the house looking for, actually arrested. It was a drug dealer who was dating the sister. I'm not going to say names or anything, but he got a Fed bid. He's out now. But, that was crazy. I knew something was going on with that, too. Like, I knew right when it was happening. But we didn't get into the house fast enough, and they grabbed us. And, I mean, that's another whole story. That was a crazy one. But I was living there, and not a good place, basically a trap house. Like, it was drug dealers and drug addicts. And me and I was friends with one of the younger, like real good friends with one of the younger brothers, and we'd steal bags of dope from the brothers and whatnot every once in a while, and sniff a line of dope. And this brother, he passed away like last year, and he wanted me to go to court. He had court, the Lawrence court. He wanted me to go with him. He just wanted somebody with him. I didn't want to go, but he owed me some dope for something we did, and I didn't have a habit. I barely did it. Like I'd pop perks. Mainly I was just a pothead, and we'd drink. And he gave me some benzos, which I never did. So I mean, I was messed up on that. And I remember we did lines of dope in the bathroom, on the toilet paper holder in the courthouse.
That's crazy.
in the courthouse?
In the courthouse.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, we met the drug dealer in the courthouse. Like,
oh wow. Why'd you meet up there?
I think they had court too.
Oh,
it was crazy. And we went to go out. I didn't trust him. Like, I wanted my shit, so I'm like, I kept, give me it. And I had a Columbia jacket on with like the inside pocket, like the hidden pocket. And he owed me 5 bags. He gave them to me, but he dropped them right outside the court. I picked them up, put them in my pocket. Well, I guess an undercover cop saw it. And his mother picked us up. Now, his mother was in the car. Her boyfriend was in the car. He had he's wanted. He escaped from prison. Like, he's wanted. And they have a pit bull in the front seat. So we get in, I'm all zoned out. I'm not there. And all of a sudden we get surrounded. It was like SWAT team. Like, I don't know how they got there so fast, but they hit us. And because they saw that we dropped something. And as they're coming, I reach in the pocket, I grab the dope, and I put it in my sock. And as I'm doing this, they get to the window, guns pointed, hands up, hands up, hands up. Pull me and him out. And because their pit bull was there, they let them drive away. Now, the mother was selling dope, too. And Like, so there's drugs, escape fugitive, and let them drive away.
Crazy.
So they leave. They can't find the dope on me. They're going. I remember I'm at the police station. I'm talking shit heavy. Like, I'm not being good. And I remember feeling the cop put his finger in my sock, because I'm a minor, so I don't know, they didn't strip me for some reason. And I remember him putting his finger in the sock and didn't feel it. So I started talking even more shit. And then all of a sudden I hear, I got it. Then I missed one bag in my jacket. So they arrested me for that. And I was flipping out so bad. My mother went there to get me. And she tried to leave. The chief of police had to chase her down to be like, you can't leave him here. Like, you have to take him. Like, it was bad. I was bugging. And I went home. I still had 4 bags. I got traded too because I went up to Derry. I got traded too for like a half ounce of weed or something. It was Valentine's Day. I remember that. My girl was pissed.
I bet.
So you didn't go to jail or anything? Like, they just left you there?
No, yeah, because I was a minor. They kicked me out. It was tricky. I was still on probation from when I was 12 in New Hampshire, and catching a new charge in Mass for drugs again. Like, I should have gone to jail. Like, we played a tricky game there, and I got lucky, and we went to court, and they tried to sentence me to a year probation, and they wanted to transfer it to New Hampshire. And I'm 16, so when I turned 17, I forget how it went. I think 17, it like wiped it or something. But my mom's like, oh no, we're moving to Mass in a couple of weeks. And my PO was like, all right, just let me know when you have an address. And we just never contacted, because if New Hampshire found out, I was going to jail. Like, and nothing ever happened. I got away with that. I mean, I skipped court so many times driving. I didn't get my license until I was at least 21. But I always drove. Like, I got like 4 in New Hampshire and 4 in Mass. Something. I had like 6 or 7, 8, something like that total. Like right under revocation. Like, and but I kept skipping court. I got in a couple bad accidents. All when I was running at that house. 17 with a couple of my friends there. We caught an armed robbery. This kid slept with my girl at that time. So that girl was no good. So, me being an idiot, I wanted to get back at him, and he had a pop-up big DVD player for your car for sale. And my girl knew, and she set him up, and he went. And we were just supposed to rob him. Like, that's all that was supposed to happen. And one of my friends got went a little crazy, and started hitting the kid with a bat, and broke the windows, stole his girl's purse. Like, it was bad. And we left, and at first it happened right over the line. It happened in Massachusetts, in Methuen. But the girl, like, had family or something at the Salem police station, so they lied, they said it happened in New Hampshire, and they didn't have any of our names in that report, but the girls, and they ended up calling her in, and she told them everything. And then they did another report in Mass, where suddenly they named all our names. And warrants went out for all of us. 2 of them had attempted murder. They were still minors. I was 17, so I was an adult. One other guy was 17, and there was 3 16. And yeah, they started getting us. And then one day, I was at that girl's house, and her mother was dating Rick. And one day I went out to go to work, and he's like, look, we're going to the court. She wants you to turn yourself in. I'm like, no, I'm not turning myself in. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, you are. And so we went. He's like, I'll bail you out. Don't worry. Like, I'll get you out. I'm like, all right. Like, so we went, and I got out for $1,000 cash. And went to court for like the next year and a half. I went to trial. A week before the trial, I bumped into the kid that it happened to, and he said he wasn't going to go to court. So I went and I walked in, and my lawyer's like, turn and run out of the court. He's not here. If you get out the court, you're good. So that's what I did. So I got lucky there again. But it wasn't supposed to go like that. It was just supposed to be taking stuff.
Wait, so you've at this point you've lived one hell of a life, and you're not even
18 yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I've forgotten more stuff than I can, way more than I can remember. I forgot about the armed robbery, honestly, till right now.
It just came to you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
You gotta think every day, like, we were out doing something. Like, it was just, you know, whether it was stealing a truck or doing, you know, just joyriding, just doing dumb stuff. You know, we were kids, just,
Yeah.
but we were idiots. That was the only like, I'm not violent at all. Like, that was the only violent thing that's ever happened with me. Like, I try to avoid that kind of stuff. I mean, it's not the only, like, the only violent thing, like, that I was involved in. Like,
Yeah.
I was never for that. And luckily, my mother, you know, I mainly got raised by my mother, so I always, you know, especially respect women, and just, especially with that, because that girl, she got hit with the bat too, but just pushed because she was trying to get in the car and we couldn't get away. And yeah, I got lucky on that. I took another case to trial in Mass, and I won that. When I already pled out, he went to prison for the same thing. We were co-conspirators, and I beat it at trial. But
I didn't know you.
got 2.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that. Dang.
I'm actually going down to Florida. My birthday's next month. I'm going to go down. That's where one of them lives. Go down to his house.
That'll be the big 4-0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that. You just had to say it. Didn't
Yeah.
You?
Oh, yeah.
Just
Big
had to put
4-0.
that on blast.
Big 4-0.
I can't believe it. I mean, I've done almost close to 10 years locked up. Like, so it's really not.
Yeah.
Like, I lost so much time. Just.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get back to the episode, I just wanted to come on here real quick and shout out Dan's business. Him coming on the show really shows you just what a stand-up guy is and what a change has been really made in his life and to where he's at now. He's in his first year of business, and it's doing absolutely awesome. So I just wanted to come on here and say, if you're in the New Hampshire area, Massachusetts area, and you need any type of handyman work, Dan is the handyman's handyman. If you need painting, siding, really anything, he can do it all. He's a great dude. I personally work for him right now, and I can say if the job's not done right, then he won't accept it. So if you do get work done by him, the job will be done right. If you want to get in contact with Dan to get some work done, email him at Danscustomdesignsllc at gmail.com, or you can personally contact the show and we can get you in touch with him. So thank you so much. Let's get back to the show.
Yeah. I mean, that's not, I'm not even an adult yet. My life is just completely nuts.
Is that part of the reason you got off on a lot of those crimes, because the reminder said the court was a little lenient?
No, I was just slick and knew what I was doing. Like, it was just,
Yeah.
I think like that family I was with, like they all been through everything. So we knew what to do. Like,
Yeah. That's crazy.
another time, I forget how old I was. I think I was like 13 or 14. And I stole my grandfather's Oldsmobile, first time ever driving. Went out, I picked my boy up there. I thought it was so cool. And like the way the roads were, there was like 2 main roads that came up. And then there was like a connecting road, but there was a road down the middle that like dead ended kind of. And I was speeding, it was raining. I thought I was on one of the long roads, and I wasn't. And I would definitely hit 70. And then he's saying, stop. And I'm like, all right. And then I saw the tree, and it was like, oh no. I slammed on the brakes. We hit that going well over 50. no seatbelts, no nothing. I hit the steering wheel right here, and blood went everywhere, but I didn't have a bloody nose. Like, it was just from like the pressure stopping so fast. Blood shot everywhere.
Wow.
But then I didn't have a bloody nose. Like, it was crazy. And my hat fell off, and he looks at me. He went into the windshield, but he didn't go through, thank God. Like, the tree came so far in, it crushed the rim. And this is an Oldsmobile Cutlass. Like, it's a solid car.
Yeah.
Like, run. We ran to his house, and the house was well known. The cops went there immediately. And, we're just worried. Who is it? You know, where's this hat? Like, there's blood everywhere. We want to make sure they're all right. And I got away with that.
What about your grandpa? Like, what?
He was in the hospital, so he didn't even know. He ended up passing like right after that.
Oh, wow.
And when I got another car accident when I was working. I was 16, I think. Either 15 or 16. I had just got a Honda Accord. The clutch went. It was a standard. I had to put a clutch in it and a water pump. And I was coming home. Like, the yard was at this bar. I was 16 at that time, and I could drink there. Like, it was cool. Like, everyone was smoking weed out front. Like, it was just, it was cool. I didn't drink like that then, but really ever. I never been like big in alcohol. But I smoked, and there was that crazy roofing crew, and I left after smoking, and I was just so tired. Like, I don't know if I fell asleep or what, but I'm going home. There's traffic both ways, and I remember just looking up, like jerking up kind of, and there was a mailbox in front of me, and I cut the wheel and shot. And it was like a bump up on the road, and I popped over it and shot into the other lane and hit a truck coming the other way. And I hit the bed, luckily. Ripped the truck in half. The truck hit another car. That car got totaled. My car got totaled. My head went, no seatbelt, heads, smashed the windshield. And I got out, and I was going to run, but it was so much traffic. I was immediately surrounded, because everyone sees this little kid, holding his head, and I had a bowl on me. I'm like, I got to get rid of this. I'm on the phone with my mother, because I called her, because I was not going to pick me up if I ran. And I went to lean against a tree and threw the bowl down. And then I walked back to the car, and there was already cops coming. And I realized I had another bowl in my pocket. It was just 2 sockets that I had electrical taped together at work just to throw some weed in and hit it while we were working. And I forgot about it. It'd probably been there 2 days or something. So I couldn't do nothing. I took it out and just threw it on the ground right there. So they found that, and were like, "Oh, this is what you were doing. This is why you crashed."
Gosh.
I got arrested in driving without a license, and it was crazy. I skipped court, and nothing. The only thing that happened is when I went to get my license, there was a ticket for yellow line offense. So I don't know what happened, but
yeah, how does that stuff go away?
No idea. And I should have been wanted. It was
what?
Yeah.
And it just. Do you think in a way like that was God looking out for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through my whole life, even I think I told you something like that. Like, even bad with bad stuff. Like, it's, I don't know. I feel like I've always had a guardian angel or something. Like, it's just been.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned when you needed something, even if it was bad, it came through.
Yeah.
And now your business is, your first year, and you're doing great, man. So
I'm doing all right. It's like anytime I get stressed and man, how am I going to pay this? I'll get a phone call. It's crazy. Crazy how it's been happening.
That is really cool.
So you're only, wow.
So you're 17 at this point in the story when you got, trying to remember what happened when you were 17.
When I was 17 was the armed robbery.
Right, the armed robbery. And then you got caught for that, and you won at trial? Is that right? Or
Yeah, it was like a year and a half of me taking the bus down to Lawrence Courthouse. And it was a long time, but then finally got to trial. And I mean, I won, but I just walked and the kid didn't show up, the victim. So I walked in and my lawyer said, run out. So I did what she said, left, and nothing. And a couple of my boys, they did time for that, like over 6 months. Like most of them, because everyone, I think I was the only, me and one other person. No, it was 4 guys and then my girl at the time. And I think two of the guys got caught. One of them was in the car when it happened. Because we always got, leaving that house, like we always got targeted in Methuen. Like the cops knew us. Anytime they stop us, they'd pull us over and then they wouldn't get out of their cruiser until 2 more cops were there. Like they always came 3D. They would always break the rules and pull us out, and just every time, didn't matter. Like it was kind of crazy actually. Like yeah, it was definitely a wild time. That was
And you're almost lucky to be alive at this point with all those crashes.
multiple. I mean, that's those 2, and then another one. I think I was 17. I wasn't driving in this one. It was the girl, one of the sister at that house. And I was selling coke and ecstasy, like just a little bit, just pretty much to do the coke. I didn't do the ecstasy. I bought that to make money, and we're at this kid's house, this little apartment in Derry, and it was just like a little rave house. They'd flashing lights and the music, and everyone would be there. I'd been up for days. The girl, my friend, she had been up for days. Well, this other girl, I think she was there. She was either there or she called, I can't remember, and had this crazy deal for Purple Haze. And I was so messed up. I was like, yo, I'll take 3 ounces right now. Like, let's go. I had to go to Haverhill. I'm like, I had my Honda there. It was before I crashed it. And I'm like, will you drive me? And, because it was her friend. And she said, yeah. And once we got down there, it, like, clicked in my head, like, wait a minute, that price ain't right. Like, there's no
weed,
way.
Right?
Yeah. Typically, it was like, I don't know, like 300, say, an ounce at that time. They wanted like 80 an ounce. And it didn't click till I got down there that I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't right.
Too good to be true.
300 an ounce then? What year was this?
I mean, 23, 24 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
Early 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're saying 80.
Yeah, it was Purple Haze. So, I mean, it was like 80 or something crazy. Wow. And then when I got there, it clicked, like, this ain't right. So I took the money, most of my money, and put it in my back pocket. I think I still had like $60 or something in my front pocket. And we get there, we walk up, and she introduced, like, this is, I forget the dude's name. I remember it. I'm not going to say names, but she introduced me, and then all of a sudden I get hit. And then it was 2 of them. I think it was 2. I don't really remember. Like, They were just hitting me, though. I remember that. And the girl, went in my pockets and grabbed my stuff. Now, this was all over. I guess someone stole a ring from her house. It wasn't me. I didn't even know what she was talking about. And it turns out, this is what I heard, that she lost the ring and was just too scared to tell him, and said somebody stole it, and then just said it was me, like, to do it. And so they got like the $60. They didn't go in my back pocket. And they chucked my car keys. The girl, my friend, she went in to get one of the guys a beer before this happened. So she came out and was like, stop. And then we were going home, and I had Coke and E in my sock. And we were on 293 in Methuen. Was it 293? I forget. It's like, it comes on to 93 right before New Hampshire, and it's a curve up, and it had rained. It's like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I'm all bloody, and she loses control, and we start smashing the guardrails, and the car stops, blocking the breakdown lane and the first lane, so there's only one lane. I think I was wanted, and I had a warrant for something, or at least I thought I did. So I'm like, we're running. Like, I'm not staying. Like, she didn't have a license. I'm like, we gotta go. Like, no. And I ripped her. Her door was stuck shut. I ended up getting it open, and we ran. Ended up in a swamp. It was horrible. Ruined. I ran in. I ruined everything I had on me. And my car was up there, but I had the keys. Like, I was gonna have my buddies there, hot wire, come get me, but I didn't want to break my window. And ended up, this other kid came and picked us up and brought us up there, and she ended up turning herself in because it was her mother's car. That was a bad one too. No seatbelt, going 90. Like, it was bad.
Wow.
So you just ditched the car?
Yeah.
Jeez. That's crazy. And how old were you at this time? Were you 18 yet, or were you still?
I was 17.
Wow. This is crazy, dude. You weren't. So all of this happened up until this point. You weren't even an adult yet when all of this happened.
No.
That's insane.
When did you start selling?
Weed when I was 13.
Wow.
Had my first gun when I was 13. Traded a paintball gun for it.
That's right. You did tell me that. That's crazy. Who took that deal?
I was gonna say. I was wondering the
Want to
same
play
thing.
paintball real bad or something?
Yeah, it was a kid. He took it. His father had guns everywhere. It was an old, like, World War II little 22 revolver. I only had 3 bullets. Like, one short, 2 long, and
13.
Yeah.
Now, were you always carrying?
Not at that age.
Not at that age.
No, that came later. No. I mean, in that, like, all my friends then, like, all their brothers were gang members. It was, so it was always guns, like, around.
Yeah.
And thinking back, I mean, it wasn't a safe place. It wasn't, like, it was bad. I'm lucky in so many ways to be alive right now. Like, so many close calls.
I mean, you're only 17 at this point, and it's, I don't know what, like, something bad could have happened at least, like, what, 5 times now, 7 times now?
I mean, yeah, that I've spoken about. I mean, there's been,
I don't remember most of it.
so much, like, things, just certain, things I think of certain times, and so I'm kind of gonna bounce around a little because I forget things and go back. I'm not the best with dates either. Like, I'm not really good with that stuff.
I mean, we're kind of making a timeline.
Yeah. And most, like, a lot of my friends there, like, they're either locked up or dead now. From all different ways. People have been shot, a lot of overdoses. Just,
what was interesting that you said earlier, like, you said you were using, like, heroin. Like, I thought that was one of those drugs, like, if you took it once, you're hooked on it. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I always thought that too. I thought there wasn't any such thing as, like, a casual heroin.
that's like saying taking Percocets for a tooth. The tooth getting pulled, now you're hooked. It's the same thing. It's if you abuse it.
Abuse it, yeah.
You do it for a week or something. I mean, someone like me, if I were to do it again, 3 days, 4 days, like, it wouldn't feel good to get off of it.
That's not an encouragement to anybody watching to try it.
No, do not try it, because it's addicting mentally. Like, you're gonna love the feeling, and you're gonna want to keep doing it, and that's what happens. Like, it's just the next thing you know, like, yeah, you might be able to do a 20 bag a day at first, but, like, with me, I mean, those points where, like, I was selling heavy amounts of drugs, and so I'm getting quantity, so I'm getting a cheap price. And it was still costing me $1,500 minimum a day, my Habit. Like, at my cost, I could have sold that for $2,500 easy. Like,
this was in when you were at peak.
This is before I went to federal prison.
Yeah. How did you get into that side of it once you started selling and kind of
Get into what side of it? Using like that?
Well, when you started selling it and you were doing this whole operation, you had all this money coming in and then it's going out. Like how did you get from where you were at 17 to there?
I mean, okay, and I had a good in there. Like I had a good girl, like my 18-year-old daughter. Like her mother was great. No one's perfect, but you know what I mean. I worked regular. I did the right thing. That's what's lucky. Like a lot of the guys I was with when I was locked up, all they know is the street. Like that's all they know. They don't know how to do, like, I know carpentry and I know.
You know everything, man.
I've done a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm one of the lucky ones. Like I lived normal with her for a long time. Like for years, I didn't do anything. Like, we smoked pot. Like we were potheads. Like, you know, that was good for a long time. I did end up catching a habit with her. Like we broke up a couple times, pretty serious, like for long times, and then once it happened once, it was all, she always just thought I was using or doing something when I wasn't, and that it sucked, you know, because I ruined the trust, and then honestly, like when I needed her most, just when she left, like those, you know what I mean, like so that wasn't good. But she was a great mother. My daughter's amazing. Thank God for her. You know?
So did this happen after, were you 18, 19 when this happened, or was this a little bit later?
I think I was 20 when we got together. She was 21.
Okay.
Yeah, because my daughter was born when I was 21. So.
Yeah, she works with you now.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah. That's great. I kind of just want to just like keep this timeline going. So when we picked off, you were 17, you're 18, going into 18. What is life looking like now?
Just doing from like 17 to like 20 was doing the diesel mechanics. I did that for like 3 years, 3.5 years, something like that. Just doing coke all day. Just coke, drinking, maybe having a Snickers throughout the day. Like I didn't eat. Like it was bad.
Wow.
Literally start sniffing coke, you know, before the sun's up. Like it was just, and I'm talking quality premium shit. Like it was
Colombian stuff.
amazing stuff. I hate to say it like that, but like it was for a bad thing. It was the best of that bad thing. Like,
so where you working?
I always got lucky with. I always got the best plugs or like the best quality.
So so like when you were working, because what's always been so like interesting to me about your life is like even the midst like all of this, like you have all these skills. I mean, you can pretty much fix anything. Somebody calls you for a job, like you know what you're doing. So were you working these types of jobs like in between all this, and was that like kind of funding like what you were doing, or like how did that work?
Typically, like I mean, I did that. Then I did carpentry for a master carpenter. I was in the union in Boston doing hardwood floors. I've done everything. I did. I worked for guys flipping houses, got the whole house and redo everything. But it's all over the place. Like from Rick the mechanic, I started working for a master carpenter, another Rick. Really, like, he was a prick. Like but he was really good. Like we started working. Like when I started doing that, it was the mansions in Wyndham. Like, so it was all high end stuff. So that's how if it was, you know, a hair off, rip it out, redo it. Like just, so I mean, I got good. He taught me a lot.
What age were you now when you were doing that?
Like 28, 21.
Okay.
Right around then.
So you started doing roofing was what you started doing originally when you got out of school, right?
Yeah.
You were
Then
what,
you-
16 at that time?
15 when I started
15.
roofing. Yeah.
Then you moved on to diesel mechanics, and then you started doing this kind of like fix and flip on.
No, this was just high-end carpentry, just
Okay.
all kinds of. I mean, he was kind of like a handyman. Like
Right.
the first job I did with him was siding, but it was James Hardy cement board siding. Like it's hard siding to do. Like it's not very expensive.
Right. So you're doing this, and this is also when you got into that relationship. You have a kid around that same time. Is that
Yeah,
right?
well, so when I worked for, now I remember another, okay.
We got some stuff coming back in
a little
yet.
bit. So I worked at Market Basket Warehouse in Tewksbury for a little bit. I worked for Rick, but I'd stop for a little bit. Like it wasn't, I just pretty much did coke was my pay, and maybe get $20 to go maybe get something to eat and a bag of coke at the end of the day. Like that was pretty much all I did.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was
not
living
a
at that
can
house.
either. Not a can of Coke. Yeah.
And cocaine. It's it's an SOB, I'll tell you that.
They used to be the same thing.
Yeah, dude. They used to have that in there.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I think they still do, man. That's my conspiracy.
The guy that invented it, he was trying to kick like a morphine habit, and he was like mixing things with soda water, and that's how Coca-Cola was originally invented.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw a clip. I mean, don't quote me on it. I'm pretty sure. Like I saw something on that.
My dad said when he was quitting smoking, he would eat. You ever heard of Famous Amos cookies?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he would eat like Famous Amos cookies, and he'd stick a pencil in his mouth and pretend like he's smoking it like a cigarette. And he just overcame smoking like right away, because like the cookies give you like the dopamine hit, like
Little hit, dude.
a little bit of a rush at the same time as you're putting the pencil in, so you get addicted to the feeling of putting the thing in your mouth. And he's like, it just replaces it, and then you no longer want to smoke.
Wow.
It did specifically say it didn't help him, but it didn't help him with his morphine habit.
Did help him fund it though, I guess.
Yeah.
Made a good amount of money off of it.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to Market. So I started working at Market Basket Warehouse because at the time, their starting pay was like, and this was good back then, it was like $11.25. And like that was decent for just starting, but it was second shift work. So it was like 1 PM to like 11 midnight at night. And they did it by box count. Like every day from the day before, they'd have like your box count. Like so you packed pallets for the trucks. And I was living at that house in Methuen. And I was selling coke, just like 20 bags, just to support, grab an 8-ball, break it down, just so I could do it for free. And I'm riding around on my little electric thing, just slinging coke to the other workers there, and just, it was just, I just messed around. Every day I had the worst box count. Like every day I was at the
you were
bottom.
busy selling.
It was crazy. I hadn't worked there very long, and I was hanging out. I was at a party with some of my friends in Derry, and I was broke up with that girl. Like I'd been broken up with that girl that was no good, and I was with my boy and his girlfriend, which she was a good friend of mine. She passed away. I told her, I'm like, look, I want a good girl. Like I'm sick of, like for lack of better, like just. Like I don't want that. Like I want a good girl. So she said, yeah, I got a girl. I don't know if I want to say this. I'm not gonna get into that. Okay. So she said, yeah, I have someone, and she introduced me to her, which I had met her once before because I sold her because she had I think he was 11 months old when I got with her. She had a son, and she was with this other guy. And I met her once because I sold him 2 grams of coke, and then they broke up, whatever, and that's when I got introduced to her. And I thought she was gorgeous. I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna marry that girl. Like, and we just hit it off right away. Within like a week, she lived in Manchester, I lived in Methuen. And within a week, I was living with her. Like, she didn't want me to leave. And then like within a week of that, she's like, I don't want you to go to work. Like, so I stopped, and I was sniffing coke and weed, slinging just a little bit. And it's like maybe 6 months in, she's like, I want you to stop. And I was like, you know what, you're worth it. So I stopped everything, and found out she was pregnant, and everything was good. And when I'd stopped, I'm like, well, I still want to do it every once in a while. Like, I'll stop now. And this is like months later. This is probably like a year after I hadn't done anything. And we were up at Laconia Bike Week. All my friends, so we had like this area. They knew someone that had land on this lake. And it was a bunch of people, tents everywhere, and we got to stay there. And we're up there partying. There's 20 of us, and there's a lot of us. And a couple of my boys went down to Lawrence and got coke and came back and was just giving me a gram. And she was, no. And I was drunk and I bugged out and was like, why? Like, I haven't done it forever. Like, no. I blew up, and that was probably the first like major fight we had.
How long were you together at that point?
Maybe a year, a little longer than a year. Because she was still pregnant. She was pregnant then, like. So. And then when because I was working for the carpenter, Rick. Because I was at work, I didn't have a license. And she went into labor. And I was in Wyndham. And she was in Manchester. And she came and picked me up. And then I drove her to the hospital. I was going like 100 on the highway. And got her to the hospital. Went in, and my boys lived around the corner. I was in work clothes. I'm like, bring me a shirt. And I went down to meet them, and they had a blunt. So we started smoking. And then her sister calls me, get up here, she's having the baby. Oh. I ran up, and I made it in plenty of time, but I definitely had to have reeked like weed. Like, it was just smoking a blunt.
Dang.
And then that was something, like seeing her, my daughter, for the first time. Like, that was just, yeah, it was something special.
Yeah.
Gave her first bath. Yeah. She meant everything to me after that. Like, I mean, I made a lot of bad choices, but I loved her, and I love her dearly. Like, she's just, I'd do anything for her.
Yeah. So did life kind of change for you? Like, did you have a different outlook on just life in general when you had your daughter?
For a while, yeah, I guess you could say that. Like, I wasn't as wild for a little while. Like, it was, I chilled out for a long time before that.
Yeah.
Because she wanted me to, and I would have done anything for her. Like, it was for my girl at the time, not my daughter. Like, before that, yeah, it was a good time in life, I guess. But the first time I ever did an Oxycontin 80 was with her. Like, that's like, I don't know. I caught a habit after that with her, but it was just great. I'd never done one, and I did it with her. And then we went camp. Every year we'd go camping, all my boys, and we went up and we were camping that day. It was a good time. That's all I remember. It was a good time.
So what age were you? Sorry, John. What age were you when you had your daughter?
21.
21. Okay. Okay.
So at this point, this kind of went on for a little while. You were kind of turning your life around. You had a daughter, and you were trying to do the right thing, trying to get better. At what point did things start to kind of take a turn again and start to go downhill?
Well, some of my boys from Methuen had moved up to Manchester, and I was hanging out with them a little bit, and they had picked up a Percocet habit, like doing Perc 15s and Perc 30s. But we were getting them for dirt cheap. Like, it was this guy. It was, all right, so it was my boys, and they lived in this apartment building, and then there was these other kids that were about our age that we all chilled with, and that the other kids' parents were friends with this guy that his wife was dying of brain cancer, like real bad. And the doctor gave him so many like enough painkillers like for her to take like 30 or 40 a day, like crazy, more than anyone could take. Like pretty sure he knew the guy was selling them to pay for her funeral. Like it was crazy amounts. And I'm talking Oxycontin 80s, Oxycontin 60s, Oxycontin 40s, Perc 30s, Perc 15s. So we were getting Perc 15s at the time. It was going for $1 a milligram, and we were getting it for $7 a piece. So I could sell one and get one and make $1. Like it was sweet. I was actually working in the union in Boston, the floor covers union, making good money. On my way to, getting great benefits and all that. Like the union was where I would have been set for life. Like it was a good job. And I picked up a little habit. I started sniffing the Perc 15s. So I think this is the first time I had a opiate habit. Like I don't know. I had to have been right around 21, I guess. What happened there? So I got my license. I had to get my license to go in the union. I had to quit smoking pot to pass a drug test to get in the union. So I quit for 45 days. I was a heavy smoker. And then when I tried smoking again, I didn't like it. I got wicked paranoid, and I didn't like it, and which was weird. Well, I started smoking a little bit, but not like I was. And so I'm in the union, and I got her family was big into hardwood floors. Like they're the one. Like that's how I got in. Like you kind of need an in to get into the union. Like you gotta know somebody. You can get in otherwise, but it's not easy. Like for the floor covers, they do 2 interviews a year. That's it. Like, and it doesn't, like you just go and interview. You might get a job, you might not. But I got in. And I'd go to work and then come back, and I'd go there and grab perks before I went home. And I had a couple people, I sold a couple to every day just so I could get mine for free. And so I did that, and she didn't know it which is crazy. I don't know how she didn't know. Like, I don't know if she just chose not to see it or what. But, somehow she found out. I might have told her. I think I told her. And, like, that's what I was talking about. Like, when I really needed her and she left. Like, we were fighting a lot then. And one day, her father flew up from Colorado. Her father's, he's a, I don't know what to say. Not a good
one
guy.
Of those. One of those guys.
But he flew out and kicked me out of my own apartment, and it was like, which was crazy. And got her another apartment, moved her out, and so I went back with the people I knew, started doing it again, and I was still working in the union, and I was just getting high and slinging, and then the woman died, and we couldn't get those anymore, so I went into Oxy 80s. I started doing those. I was doing maybe 5 a day, and those were going for $60 a piece. Some people were paying more. I was getting them for like 50 to 55.
So you're spending like $300 a day on oxys?
Yeah, at the low point, yeah.
That's
I may
crazy.
got up to, I was doing 15 a day. Like, every time I caught a habit, like, it would just go crazy.
The tolerance
crazy. Like,
building.
Oh my God, yeah.
You were sniffing them?
At first.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah,
I didn't know
I've
that was.
heard, yeah, they crush up the oxys. There was a Netflix series on it called Painkiller, where they talk about how the people that were designing the drug, like, they knew exactly what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like totally predatory because they were taking people that were in pain and they were prescribing these pills that were not tested. They were like, a lot of scientists were like, this is like heroin. Like, this should not be on the pharmaceutical market. But of course the pharmaceutical companies rammed it through anyway. They got all the salespeople rallied up, and then it turns out that they killed a bunch of people. And it was a whole
Still
disaster.
to this day. Like, I started with pills. Like, that's what it was. It was so easy to get. It was, I mean, they banned the OC80s, like OCs in general, OxyContin. Now it's Opana. You can't sniff that. Like, it turns to like cement if it gets wet. Like, it just, you can't sniff it or shoot it or do anything like that. So I was doing that, and then I had a habit, and I wanted to stop, and I couldn't. So I was gonna try the methadone clinic, and so I did that. But the time it opened, I would have been a half an hour late to try to drive to Boston from Manchester every day. I would have been a half an hour late. So I went and talked to my boss and the field super, that was my kid's mother's sister's ex-husband. Actually, I stabbed him 5 times. It was, and then he turned out to be my boss after that. We were cool after that.
Gosh. Just a random stabbing.
So I guess that was another violent thing. I mean, he attacked me. So, and the dude's like 6'something.
Self-defense.
Like, it was 2 of them. And this dude was he was like 6'3", or maybe like, he's a big dude. And first time that was a little crazy story right there. We can backtrack a little.
Yeah, I think we glossed over it. It's on the big day.
All right, so me and my kid's mother got together within a couple of weeks. Like I told you, I was living there. I was living with her sister, and her mother. Her mother partied right with us. Like, we all at the clubs, we hit the clubs in Manchester. And one day we went to the club. Me and my girl in one car, her sister and her mother in another car. And me and my girl were like, let's go. Like, let's leave. We want to go back. So we leave. I know I have 2 beers in the fridge, and we only have like a bowl pack of weed left. Like, that's it. Like, I needed to re-up. So I just wanted to go drink a beer, chill, smoke, do whatever. Walking up to the apartment, and there's people in the apartment. I'm like, excuse me. I'm like, what the heck? Like, what is this? And we go in, and they're all laughing, and it turned out to be her stepfather, her sister's ex-husband, and her cousin's boyfriend, or her cousin's kid's father. Mm. So I go in, like, hi, introduce, whatever, I meet them. I go over to the fridge, open it, there's no beer. I look, they're drinking them. I'm like, so I'm already getting heated. I just can't, like, when I got with her, like, I was chilling in the streets in Methuen, like I was, like, not in good place, I was coming from a very bad place. And so I still had, like, the street mentality, like, so I'm like, whatever. I go to get the weed. It's in her underwear drawer. That's gone. They're like, oh, we smoked it out. And I'm like, so I'm heated. I'm like, you went in her underwear drawer? Like, now I got a problem. Like, so I'm heated, and something happened. Me and him were talking, and for some reason, I don't remember why, but he stood up, took his shirt off. So I got up, whatever, let's go. And he was way bigger than me. And I had a knife on me, but the tip was broken off. Thank God. Thank God. And honestly, I pulled the knife right away. Like, I had it behind my back so they couldn't see it. And he came at me, but all of a sudden I got hit from the side. Boom. The cousin's kid's father hit me from the side. And he's coming from the front. So I just started sticking, and I don't know, I caught him like all over. I cut half his nipple off. Like, yeah, but thank God that knife was sharp. Like that. That's so much worse.
Yeah.
And then I went to punch him, like, and cut his face, and my girl got right in the way. I almost hit her. Like, it was like, so I'm getting hit, and I just stopped and grabbed her and was like, "Don't ever get in the middle." Like, and then we saw the blood, and I'm like, "Give me your car keys. I gotta go." "Give me your car keys."
Jeez.
No. And then she came with me. We go out, and like the cousin's boyfriend comes running out the side door, running up to me like he's gonna do something. So I just slam him back. I'm like, "What are you gonna do?" And he's just like, "Oh, nothing." Well, you came running out like you gonna do something. Like, so cool. I said some not good things and pushed him away, and we leave. And right after we left, the sister and the mother came home to the blood everywhere, and like a couple minutes later, I get a phone call, and it's him apologizing to me. And of course, I was heated, so I'm like, go F yourself, and all, like I went off. And that was it, and we ended up becoming cool after that.
Wow.
He was my boss for,
Crazy.
How did that get mended?
Because he was in the wrong, and he knew it.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like they came in where I was living, and
Dang.
took all my stuff, and then started with me. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not the type, so I don't like to lose. So
Yeah, so guy's nipple got cut off.
yeah, good guy. We became friends after that. Like, he's a good guy. Like,
That's amazing. That's amazing that stuff like that works out. Kind of full circle. But so where do we go from there?
Then it kind of got after she left me. That's when it started it got bad. Like, that's when I was doing things that I'm like ashamed of. Like,
Kind of trying to fill the hole.
no,
kind of
just
void.
trying to get money to get drugs. So I guess that was filling the hole though. Like,
Different type of hole.
but like, I was doing dumb stuff, like that. I'm really like, I don't even want to talk about, but it was burglary, stuff like that, like breaking houses. Really, I did I did some, but then I didn't want to do it. I don't want to put this person on blast, so I'm just gonna say this person I was doing it with, that, and it's it's kind of my fault it got this bad. I gotta step back. All right, so I gotta step back before that kind of stuff happened. So she left me, and I moved in. My mother had an apartment in Derry. I was living there with my brothers, and so I went from the perks to the oxys, so just stepping up, and I started selling them. And I was telling you about the methadone clinic. I wanted to stop, and it was a half an hour from Boston. Or I'd be a half an hour late because of like the time of the earliest I could get dosed. And so I talked to my boss and the field super, who was, my whatever, the husband of my girl's sister at the time, when I stabbed. And so I talked with them to see if, I'll come in not late, but I'll stay late. And they were like, just take a couple weeks off, and, I'm like, all right. And then that was it. I started doing taking the methadone, but I didn't slow down on the oxys. So I was doing both. And it was just...
So were you trying to get off of the oxys, and then you...
I wanted to. Or maybe I did the methadone clinic 3 times. I think that time I might have stopped for a little bit. And then I don't think I had money. Something happened. I don't remember what, but I remember I was selling 80s, and I don't know, I think I went up to like 10 a day at that time. I'd sniff at least 10 a day. So, I mean, at least 500 a day, $500 a day habit. And I wasn't even really getting high off that. Like, I'd have to do like 15 to get high. Like, it was just, I needed 10 just to get through the day, maintain. Just to be like this.
Crazy.
Like, and, that's my friend came over to buy some, and he had some coke, and he was randomly like, oh, do you mind if, he's like, I don't do it all the time, but do you mind if I get some needles dropped off? You know, I want to shoot it this time. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like I grew up around that. Like, that's, and that made me sick. Like, I didn't, like, bless you.
Thanks.
That house I lived at in Methuen, like, they used the needles. Like, it wasn't, like, so I knew how bad it could get, and so I never wanted to do that. But then I was like, you know what? I'm doing this much stuff every day. You know, I mean, I'll try it. So he did it, got it all set up for me. I did half an 80, and I felt it, and that was like, oh wow, I can actually feel it again. Like, this is great. So I kept doing it, and within a couple weeks, there was a 6-hour period I shot 15 80s and wasn't high. Like, that's how quick I got out of control. Like, wow. It got bad fast. And then my supplier got either popped or something happened. Like, where all of a sudden I couldn't get oxys. And, you know, I was selling like 80 a day, and all I could get was heroin. So I started getting heroin, and what was the first time I ever shot heroin? And that kid, that he's dead, and he died of an overdose. The first time I shot heroin, I traded coke. I was sick. I didn't have nothing, and another one of my friends from Manchester, he was like, oh, I got dope. And I was like, well, in a trade, you know? He's like, yeah, come up. And the first time I did heroin, like that was, like, shot heroin, that was the feeling I chased after that. It never felt the same, like, that first time. Like, it was just, you know, I have a very addictive personality, so it was, it was bad.
It was never the same after the first time?
Yeah, never the same, no. That first time was...
Is that a common thing?
I think so, yeah.
So that's what kind of leads you to...
Yeah, because you're chasing that first feeling, and you can't do it. Like, you can't get there. Like, so then I started selling dope. And then, using it, and the next thing I know, I'm using more than I'm selling, and it just crashed and burned, you know. I just, out of money, bad habit, and that's when it was like, I knew a place. I'm like, I talked to somebody, and we went and did that, and made out really good. I don't want to get too in depth on everything, because I'm actively on federal probation, so I'm not gonna go crazy into details on things that I didn't get in trouble for or convicted of. But we did that. I did a couple, and I didn't like it. I don't like stealing from people. That's not my thing. And I told this person, I'm like, I'm done. Like, I can't do this. Like, I don't like it. I'm gonna stop. Like, I'd rather just be sick. And he was like, no, I'll go in. I'll go in. Like, you just drive. I was like, all right. Like, if I don't have to, like, it made me feel a little better. You know what I mean? Like, I was still a complete scumbag. So we continued like that, and we were good. Like, we were really good at it. I just had certain rules. You follow them, and that's it. And then there was one I did get caught. I got caught because the girl I was hanging out with, I'm not going to get too into detail on it, because, you know, if a person, like, I'm not going to get too far into it. The girl I was hanging out with, I would get stuff, you know, I'd give all the girl stuff to her, you know, Coach purses, or, you know, the jewelry that wasn't gold that I couldn't get scrap for. That was the main thing I went for. I had a gold connect that paid me top dollar for gold. So that's what I wanted, was gold. Because between the two of us, we needed, because we were living in hotels, we needed $1,200 a day, minimum, every day.
Wow.
And we did it most days. We did it most of the time. Sometimes we get $4,000, but we'd still blow that in one day. Like, it was just, the more we got, the more, you know, because the dope we were addicted to, and then we'd get coke and shoot that too, and maybe crack, and just nonstop partying. And it was a house I did go in on this one, and or the ones that got caught, these are the ones from the beginning that we got caught for. The person I was with got caught for a bunch because they didn't follow the rules and didn't wear gloves all the time. I just made mistakes that he shouldn't have made, that, you know, I didn't make. I got caught because that girl got caught with a bunch, like, her family, she was staying with family members, got caught with a bunch of stuff from several robberies, like, and burglaries, and they took her to the police station, and because they knew she was strung out, and they were like, how do you have, you know, $400, you know, whatever, you know, just how do you have this stuff?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
took her to the police station, and I get a phone call, and I saw the number, and I'm like, this is the police station, like,
Yeah.
and she's crying on the phone, trying to get me to talk on the phone, and I just said, keep your mouth shut, I'll bail you out if they arrest you, don't say anything, and hung up. Well, she said everything, and
So he ratted you out, basically.
yeah, yeah, and I took it, like, she was far away, like I said, like, I'm really good to girls, even in that sense, like, she'd be sick, I'd drive, and she was on, like, lockdown with her family, drive, and I'd throw, like, a eyeglass case filled with stuff for her to get well, and into her yard so she could go get it and not be sick. Like,
So that's like the thing, like, people get sick and it's just like, you just don't want to be, like, what is that like? Like, do you get, like,
it's like the
violent?
flu times 100. Like, it's just
Like withdrawals.
horrible. Horrible.
Man.
That's the scary part. Like, you don't, everybody that's addicted, you don't want to get sick. Like, it's bad. Especially, like, the more you do, the worse it's going to be, you know. So at that time, like, each of us were doing like 10 grams a day at a minimum. Like, we needed, you know, it's a stick. That's what we get, 10 grams each. So we need at least 20 grams a day. And, you know, cigarettes, gas, everything we were doing. Hotel room. We had fake ID, like, they were real people's IDs, but they weren't ours. Like, and we did one house, and we broke the rules, like, you know, from when you knock on the door to when you leave, you know, we do 20 minutes, period. Doesn't matter what's in there. We stayed. There was, hold on, let me think about this for a second. Let me make sure I got convicted of that. I did, okay.
If not, we cut it.
There was a gun safe in the wall, a big one, and it was bolted to the wall, and we ended up ripping it off the wall. We got it. It dropped. I thought it was going to go through the floor. The thing was so heavy. I wasn't going to do it, but then I saw 50 caliber ammo in the closet next to it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I want this. Like,
Dude.
And at that time,
You starting
like,
a private military?
That's a tank stopper.
you know, at the time I had a gun on, like, I'd go in with a gun on me, like, which was crazy and just, like, looks so bad, but in my head, I'm like, someone's gonna shoot at me, I'm gonna shoot back, but really I should have gotten shot. Like, I was complete scumbag. Like, it was just... And so I already had a gun on me, and bunch of jewelry, just bunch of stuff, and we're popping the safe, and I had 4 of the 5 pins popped, and we've been there like, I don't know, over 30 minutes, like too long, and they came home. The woman came home. We were parked right out front on the road. At the time, we'd wear a layer of different stuff over our clothes, so you could immediately change, and you look different, you know what I mean? So we run out, he runs by the bags, I grab him. I'm not, going nothing. We get out to the car, and the woman's running after us. Right when I get in, he takes off, he backs up, almost takes the door off on the telephone pole. I get a shot, we spin around, we take the top layer off, throw it out the window. I'm like, turn.
You got shot?
No.
Oh, I thought you said you got shot.
No. I was trying to shut the door. And
Okay.
And it almost got taken off by the telephone pole. And went and I ditched the duffel bag with everything in it. We went, and I'm like, all right, this is the story, blah, blah, blah. Like, we were leaving her house in Hudson and heading home, and this is just where the GPS took us. And that's all I had time, and then we got swarmed. Boom. Well, they pull us out and have us on somebody's yard, and they take the woman and drive by, and she can't ID us, because now we're in totally different clothes, and so we look different, so they can't ID us. And like, they separated us, and I'm like, oh yeah, we were at her house, we both stayed outside. Brother's like, oh yeah, we were at her house, Dan went inside real quick. And then they're like, all right, we want to call her. I'm like, all right, let me get her number. I'm writing the call, detective's right in front of me. I text her, I was with you, and send, and what's the number? Oh no, I'm just getting the number. Here, that's the number. They call her. She got the message, and she's like, oh, yeah, they were here. They both came inside, So 3 different stories, but they all said we were there.
Wow.
So they took the car, took our shoes, and it was like, see you later. And then I'm arguing with them, like, I'm like, my wallet right there. No. We're going to arrest you for trespassing right now, because they took us on someone's yard. I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, all right, man, you got that. Like, so the girl comes and picks us up. And we go to my house and chill and all, like, oh my God, they took the car. There's nothing in it. We got rid of everything. Like I said, I had already had a gun on me, but that was now in the duffel bag. So we went, got the duffel bag. Like 4 or 5 hours later, we drive by, and like the CSI van and all that is still at the house. And I'm like, oh my God. So we get the bag and I go to my Gold Connect down in Mass, and I picked through it in her car, and all the stuff that wasn't good, I'm like, either take it, get rid of it, or take it, whatever, take what you want, get rid of the rest. And that's what they found. That was part of what they found, was that. And she told about a couple others, so I got arrested for 3 burglaries and got convicted of 1. I did a year that time. And that was a rough year.
Was that the first time going to jail?
Yeah.
Okay. Would that be jail or prison?
Jail.
What's the difference? I thought they were the same thing.
Prison's worse.
Prison's for like a 1 to 3 or like bigger. Like if you get like a year.
Like a felony conviction.
No, not necessarily. Like I had felony. It was a Class B felony. Because no guns were stolen. Like if the guns are stolen, it's Class A. Like,
okay.
No guns were stolen, so it was only a B.
Oh, because you guys had to bolt out of there so quick.
Yeah, we would have got the guns.
Huh. But that's kind of crazy how that worked out. So you would have gotten a Class A if you didn't show up.
I would have definitely gone to prison, even though it was my first time. If we had taken guns, they don't like that. They don't play with that. Stealing guns is a big no-no.
Especially a 50 cal.
It was a big safe, man. It was. It was a big safe.
It's gotta be. They got something like that in there. Why did they have a 50 cal?
A lot of people do.
Because why not? It's America.
Like, who are they beefing with?
Jeez. Yeah, that's a vehicle stopper.
Yeah, I think
you hit a person with that thing, that's just jello. Like you explode.
You can stop a truck with it.
Yeah. So that was almost a blessing in disguise that you didn't take that.
Yeah. And I mean, that got me sober for a little bit. Like we went, I forget what right before that, the person I was with, that I was running with, I went to go to the apartment, and I pull up and it's surrounded by cops, the apartment building. So I drive right by. I think they're there for me. I drive right by. They see me in the car, and they recognize the car. I go up to the top. This is an see if I forget the name. It's the apartment complex right near the Rotary in Derry.
Which Rotary? The Massabesic one or the Derry Rotary?
The Derry Rotary next to Pinkerton. There's an apartment complex right there.
Not Sunview. That's condos.
No. I forget what it's called, but that's where I was. It was the first building I was going to, and that's the one they had surrounded. And I took off to the top and parked in a visitor spot, and took off into the woods and come up and look, and they were coming for me. And I think I had a couple of pieces of jewel gold on me, and I threw it in the woods and started running. I turned and ran, and I saw them coming. Got like halfway up Pinkerton Field, and I'm like, yeah, nope. Like, come get me. And they come, and they're like, all right, come with me. I'm like, whoa, that's not me. Well, you ran, so you come with us no matter what now. I'm like, man.
Because you ran, they started to get suspicious of why you were running.
Yeah, so they recognized the vehicle. Like they knew that's what we were in. It was in the house. No one would answer the door. They couldn't get in. They couldn't break down the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they thought they had me, and then they tried to leave after to go get me bail money. He had a whole bunch of silver on him, and he had it in his like the nut pocket on his briefs. And he went to leave, and they got him, and he was wanted for burglary. So they're releasing me. They left me, made me leave from the Derry police station when they took my shoes again. So I had to walk home in socks. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you guys just keep taking my shoes. Why do they take your shoes?
What's the point of that?
To match it to burglaries, like. So we were suspected of doing a ton. Like, they just couldn't get us because the rules. Like, you know.
So someone just wears a different pair of shoes.
That's all you do. That's why. Like when they got us, they took our shoes again, but they didn't match that house. They couldn't get us until she told. Like, and they got caught with the property. Like,
that's crazy.
What do they match? Do they match like the wore out sole?
Yeah, like every shoe is like a fingerprint.
Like the footprints.
Everyone walks different. It has different wear patterns. It's just,
dang.
They can link your shoes right to anything. So yeah, walked home from that. I hear it. Oh, he has a bunch of jewelry in his nuts. Like, he has a bunch of jewelry in his crotch. I'm like, oh my god. He was going to try to give me bail money because he thought they were after me too. Like we didn't really know. So we were both committing crimes. So so I walked home. He ended up getting out too. And we kept doing it, and finally our luck ran out. Like, we've been doing it for months, and we were down in Mass, and he went into a house, and we'd stay in contact with the phones, stay near the highway. So if you ever got to run, like I get on the highway, you just got to make it to the highway, and I pick you up there. Like, that's all you got to do. Like, and he got caught, and he was running. He ended up swimming across a river, kept the phone in his mouth. Like, it was, so he got popped, and the bail was, I don't know, it was either no bail or just way too high that I could come up with, you know. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do it myself, and like I didn't, like consciously I couldn't. I'd rather be sick than go into someone's house. Like, it was just, like, that made me sick. Like, I don't know, I was never a thief. I didn't like that. Like, so he was gone. And then did the ATF come after me then?
Was this the last time you had gotten arrested, or was this kind of like on that process?
somewhere in the middle.
Okay. So this wasn't when you ended up getting sentenced to prison for a while. This was more kind of leading up to that.
Yeah, I think I was 29 when I got sentenced to federal prison. So,
What's the ATF stand for?
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Yeah, I know that because there was some politician that said that that should be the name of a corner store, not a government agency.
Yeah. What happened after that? So I don't know. Somehow I ended up. So she got caught for that stuff, and then I got sent to prison or sent to jail for that. I got a year, and I think 3 years probation, and I got out within a couple months. I was getting high and selling dope again, and so I took off, stopped checking in, and I had a couple girls that were running for me. Like, instead of me making the plays, like they would, like, and I was just like in hiding. And yeah, another thing, that girl. After that girl. No, so when the whole burglary thing happened, when she went to the police station, she also told the ATF that I was having people buy me firearms and I was selling them.
Was that like a false allegation or?
Yeah, it was false.
Yeah, so she's just smudging.
Completely false.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then these other girls said the same thing. So I don't know why she would lie about that. Then these other girls said the same thing.
That's crazy.
So the ATF came after me. So
They've heard the ATF is no joke.
No, they're not. They came after me 3 times. Third time they got me. So me and before that. So when I went to jail that time, I wasn't with my kid's mother, and I got out. And
how long were you in jail for?
That time, a year. I think I did like 11, just under 12 months. I was sentenced to a year though, but I didn't plea out till like over 11 months. So I get out. I skipped out on probation after a couple months. I was using, started selling. Had these girls, like, they were just making the plays for me so I didn't have to go outside, and they'd just get high with me for free. And man, I don't know how to say this. And somehow the ATF got involved. Somebody saying that I was having people buy me guns. So they thought, and then eventually, so probation's after me, and now the ATF's after me. And they had video of me in a gun store, just with a girl. I pointed at a couple guns. I think she bought four handguns. And then they had video, because they had to wait like a week. They had video of me putting a box she came out of the gun store, and I put a box in the trunk of my car. So I was staying at that girl's house, and before this, okay, I got to drop back. So the ATF, it was like Christmas. I think it was before I went to jail, like it was in December. And the Boston ATF called me. Like, look, we want to talk to you. You need to come talk to us. So I met them it was the head of Manchester ATF and the head of Boston ATF. They came, or like high ups. They came and met me at Dunkin' Donuts on Elm Street, on South Willow Street in Manchester. And I went in, they're like, look, we're not trying to arrest you right now before Christmas, blah, blah, blah. But, 6 guns were purchased here. This person's saying they gave them to you. And then they might have known about some other guns. But they had a big file on me already. And long story short, I saw the vehicles they were in. They were both in unmarked Chargers, and so I saw their vehicles. You know, I left that night and I didn't do anything wrong. They couldn't do anything other than someone saying that I did something. So I leave, whatever. And then I went to jail and got out. I'm on the run. I've been out for like 9 months at that point, 8 or 9 months. And for a little while, I was flipping houses. That's when I was working for flipping houses. That's what happened. And I fell off a ladder and landed on like a pile of cinder blocks, like an old chimney they ripped down. And like I landed on my feet, but then went backwards and put my hands back. And this bone right here broke. And so I was in like, I'd already had the cast and the pins taken out. So I was just in like a thing to hold my wrist. But I was using kind of heavy at that point too. So we went somewhere. And we came back and we had to drop the girl's kid off with the kid's father. We went to do it and this dude didn't show up. We were in my car. I'm driving. She's in the passenger seat. Her brother's in the back and her kid's in the car seat. So we come back and it's a big apartment complex in Manchester over by like where Walmart is. And I see 2 Chargers out front. So I drive right by. I'm like, that's the ATF. And they're like, I'm like, have you seen those cars? Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that. And I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they live here. I'm like, because one had Mass plates, one had New Hampshire plates. I'm like, that's the ATF. And he was like, oh, no. So my dumbass turns around. I go back, drive back by him and like pull out behind the buildings. Well, they saw my car go by. I didn't see them. They weren't in their cars. They were in trying to get into the apartment where I was staying. So we go back. I park. I'm having to go and see what's going, like check. And all of a sudden they pull up on us, surround us. And I had a stash in the car. I had the scale. I don't know, like brass knuckles, just like dumb things. All in the stash. And they ripped the car apart. They took me, and there's a guy holding me, and I'm looking at him like, he looks so familiar. It was my PO. I'm like, oh, shit. And they're like, did you go in that house? And I was like, yeah, I ain't staying there. But I said, yeah, to going in. It's like, permission to search, like, because I was on probation. They're like, we can search it. So they go in, and then, you know, they threaten to call, like, DSS or whatever it was for the kid in that situation, because it was like the girl was kind of gross. And
what's DSS?
Or
like the child services.
Yeah, the child services.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it is
CPS. CPS or whatever it is. Yeah, like,
or DCYF's another one.
No, DCYF's the like juvenile jail.
Okay. I think it's probably CPS then.
So they go in, and they, you know, like the bedroom, there's a trash barrel with like 400 sandwich bags with all the corners missing. So they're like, yeah, someone's selling dope. Like, you know, like, who's selling dope? I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you know, like, whatever. So I go to jail for the second time. And that's what they had the video of me in the gun store. And with probation violations, like, you have to plead guilty or something like that. And I kept refusing because I didn't want to admit because the probation violation was felon in possession of 4 firearms. But, like, they didn't catch me with any guns. So it was like, I'm not pleading guilty. And if I do, then the ATF can pick me up. And I'll do Fed time right after. So I'm not doing that. And it took like 10 months. My PO finally got in touch with, and I'm wanted out of Mass at this point too. So they finally talked to the ATF, and so that's actually, I got to drop back after. It's another part to the story. So I refuse. Whatever, my lawyer gets in touch with the ATF. They say if I take a prison bid, they won't pursue charges. So I'm like, all right, I'll plead guilty. And they just gave me a 1 to 3.